So yesterday I went through the first quarter predictions of the 2025 World Darts Championships. And today it is going to be quarter two, the Luke Littler quarter, so to speak. So let's get straight into it. So the first game then, Ryan Meikle or Fallon Sherrock. I was umming and ahhing over this. Does Fallon get through from the crowd? I'm not too sure. But then basing off the quality of two players, I think Ryan Meikle is obviously the better player, and he done really well at the Players' Championships. Obviously beating Gary Anderson, and he is a top player on his day, and I think Fallon Sherrock will find a bit of troubles in that game. I'm going to go Ryan Meikle. The second game is Ian White against Sandro Erik Sosing to play Richie Edhouse. And again, I'd love to see these international qualifiers go through, like Sandro Erik Sosing, like Asamoto. I just think that Ian White is going to have too much. Obviously, we saw what he done to Michael van Gerwen at the Players' Championship finals. He is a very good player on his day. We've seen it on the Pro Tour countless times from Ian White, and I do think that he gets the better of Sandro Erik Sosing. The next game then is Ryan Joyce against Darius Labanauskas. Now, we saw Darius at the Modus Super Series recently, and Ryan Joyce, we've seen him countless times making good runs at TV tournaments. And obviously, it's mad to see him not in the top 32, probably a few fall away from that in the PDC Order of Merit. And I think he's going to get the job done over Darius Labanauskas. Labanauskas can win. You know, we've seen him do well on this stage, but I think Ryan Joyce gets the job done. And then Mensur Suljovic against Matt Campbell to play Ryan Searle. That mini section is mad. Suljovic versus Campbell will be a very good game, and then Searle versus Suljovic or Campbell will be a good game as well. I've gone Matt Campbell. I like Suljovic. I've liked Suljovic for a long time. I like the fact that he plays at his pace. He doesn't let anyone, speed him up. No one can slow Suljovic down, but I like that he sticks to his style. And yeah, I'm going to go for Matt Campbell to make it through to play Ryan Searle. The penultimate section of these first round draws then is Scott Williams against Nico Springer. Now, this game is a lot tighter than people may think. Winner plays Rob Cross. Nico Springer is an incredibly good player. You know, again, saw him at the Super Series, the Modus Super Series, down in Portsmouth. A very good player, German player. A lot of Germans coming through at the moment. Him, Kai Gotthard, Florian Hempel as well. And I think Scott Williams will just have the edge. Obviously, he was a semi-finalist at this last year, and he's got pedigree, and he beat some very good players along the way last year. But yeah, I'm going to go Scott Williams to beat Nico Springer. And then Ricardo Pietreczko against Zhao Sheng Zong. Winner plays Jan van Veen. Again, with all due respect to Zhao Sheng Zong, I think this is only going to go one way for Ricardo Pietreczko, and I think he beats Zong very comfortably to set up that game with Jan van Veen. And then the final of the first round ties in this section is Cameron Menzies against Leonard Gates. Winner plays Nathan Aspinall, and I've got Menzies. I know World Grand Prix semi-finalist Cameron Menzies. Quarterfinalist, wasn't it? Quarterfinal, lost to Mickey Mansell in that quarterfinal. I think he's going to have the edge over Leonard Gates. Again, someone I rate, someone I quite like on the oche. Seems like a really nice guy off it as well. But this is darts. This is not on the this is not off the oche. What are they like as a person? This is as a darts match. Who's going to win? And I think Cammy Menzies will have this in the bag. And then Andrew Gilden will play the winner of Martin Lukman or Nitin Kumar. Again, no disrespect to Nitin. He's been at the World Championships a few times, seen him at Q School and stuff like that. But, Martin Lukman, World Grand Slam finalist, been doing so well this year, and Martin Lukman gets the job done for me. So then, round two, the start of round two in this quarter. The first one is Luke Littler against Ryan Meikle. Look, Ryan Meikle, as I mentioned in the last round, good player, but I just cannot see a way Luke Littler loses this. I really can't. I mean, this would probably be shock of the century. Well, not shock of the century, but this would be shock of the tournament if Luke Littler loses to Ryan Meikle or Fallon Sherrock. So I've gone Luke Littler. Richie Edhouse, Ian White, again, really unexpected game for a second round of the World Championships, to be honest. Richie Edhouse has had a brilliant year, or brilliant back end of the year, winning the Europeans. I think he beats Ian White. Again, Ian White could beat Edhouse, but 5 sets, I think Edhouse would have the job. Noppert against Ryan Joyce. Again, this is a tough one to call because Ryan Joyce can do it at the World Championships. We've seen it at set play format. He's very, very good. But I just think that Danny Noppert will have the edge over Ryan Joyce in that game. Obviously, we got to the semi-finals of the Grand Prix, which is a set play format. And then the final one of this page is Ryan Searle against Matt Campbell. Ryan Searle is so relaxed, so composed about everything, and I think Ryan Searle gets the job done against Matt Campbell. We saw Matt Campbell last year, obviously losing to Luke Littler in the end, but played some nice stuff. I think he might beat James Wade, I can't quite remember, but I think Ryan Searle beats Matt Campbell. Then the second half of the last 64, the second round matches in this quarter, sees Rob Cross take on Scott Williams. And again, I think this will be the end of Scott Williams at this tournament. I like Scott Williams. I like how, charismatic he is, how he conducts himself on the hockey. But Rob Cross, he's been there, done it, world champion, former world champion 7 years ago now, which is mad for Rob Cross. But I think he beat Scott Williams. Jan Van Veen against Ricardo Pietrezco. Again, I've seen so much of Jan this year. Obviously won the World Youth Final as well. He is the World Youth Champion, as well as, making quarterfinals and semi-finals of tournaments of recent. Very good player. I think he beats Ricardo Pietrezco. And then the first seed that I've gone in this quarter to lose is Nathan Aspinall. I think he loses to Cameron Menzies. Now, the only reason being is that the form of Asp is terrible. The injuries keep occurring and keep setting him back, basically, in his progress. I think Cameron Menzies jumps all over that and gets into the third round. And just like London buses, seeds dropping out of the World Championships, they come at 2. Andrew Gilding to lose to Martin Lukeman. I think Martin Lukeman, again, is another player who's in great form right now. World Grand Prix finalist. Yeah, he got battered in it, 16-2 on it, or 16-3. But again, a very, very good player, and I think he beats Andrew Gilding. I'll just look at both players. Gilding may, but over 5 sets, I think Lukeman gets the job done. So, the last page of predictions then for this quarter is the third round matches. And in Friday's video, I will be going through last 16 onwards of all the games remaining. So, Luke Littler against Richie Edhouse, third round game. Again, like I said in the previous round against Ryan Meikle, it would be a massive shock if Edhouse knocked out Luke Littler. And I just think that now we're getting to a longer format. I think Luke Littler obviously gets the job done. Danny Noppert, Ryan Searle. Again, this is a really entertaining game, I think. A lot of people look at this and say, oh, it'll be boring, because it will be quite slow and methodical, because that's the type of player that Ryan Searle is. Well, not slow, but he's methodical. He's not just a quick, rapid player. He thinks about his darts, and Danny Noppert the same. I'm going to go Danny Noppert because I just think he's got the experience over Ryan Searle. Rob Cross against Jan Van Veen. Big shock for me. Rob Cross winning this, because a lot of people are going to be fancying Jan Van Veen to do something at this World Championships, and I think Rob Cross will go and get the job done. Again, Rob Cross is a very good player, and so is Jan Van Veen. Will be a good game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jan Van Veen even wins this match. And then the final one of today's video is Cameron Menzies against Martin Lukeman. And I've gone for Smash to win this one. Again, we saw some incredible stuff in the World Grand Prix, the World Grand Slam. I keep saying the World Grand Prix, the World Grand Slam. He actually knocked out Rob Cross in that one, so it will be a repeat of that game between Rob Cross and Martin Lukeman. And yeah, I've gone for Lukeman. I just look at where his game is, and I think Cameron Menzies may get taken away by the adrenaline and stuff in that game, but I've gone for Martin Lukeman. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow whatever you are watching on TikTok or YouTube. Let me know your thoughts on this quarter. Who's a dark horse? Who wins the quarter? Let me know in the comment section down below, and thank you guys again for watching the video.